Good morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Welcome into 104.3 The Fans Coffee Break. John Davis, Rachel Veal hanging out with you. Hopefully everyone is doing well. I know John Davis and I are usually on Sunday mornings from 8 to 10, and now we're doing coffee break together. How are you, John?
I'm so good, Rachel. How are you today? We haven't been on in a couple weeks, so it's good to talk to you again.
I know, it is good. I'm doing well, just the Tuesday grind. We got over the Monday hump. Now we're going into Tuesday, but it's been a lot going on in the sports world, especially here in Colorado. And last night's Avalanche game, did you have a chance to watch it?
I got to see a lot of it. I am becoming an older man, so I tend to fall asleep by accident. So I missed overtime. So I caught up on it today, and I was thrilled because I was extremely frustrated before I found out they won with the Avalanche. So finding out they won, it calmed me down a little bit.
Explain your frustrations, please.
Well, my issue with them the past few years, if you go back now, I know here's the thing. When we talk about the Avalanche, we're going to always end up talking about the second round. That's what we're going to always end up talking about is the second round of the playoffs. Nothing matters until we know they can get over that hump. You go back to the Stars series a few years ago, the game they lost, they get up, they get the momentum, immediately let the Stars score. You go back to the Vegas series last year, they'll score, immediately let Vegas Golden Knights score. And last night against Edmonton, they score, immediately Edmonton scores. The Avalanche score again, immediately Edmonton scores. And it's, look, when a guy has a name as cool as Evander Kane, you have got to watch him. He's going to do amazing things. And so that's what I was irritated with last night, is that their ability to sustain momentum has continually haunted this Avalanche team. It happened at the beginning of this year. It seemed to go away a little bit. But then as we get closer and as I get more nervous and anxiety about the second round of the playoffs, seeing the ghosts of last year's playoffs start to show up again was making me a little nervous. They did win it in overtime, but in the playoffs, you can't rely on overtime. Teams are too good. You can't let that happen. So I'm happy they won, but I know Landeskog's out. But they got Lehkonen coming in. I understand that, but that was a little irritating for me.
Okay, I like it. I can see the frustration and where it definitely comes from. When I watch this Avalanche team, I think we've talked about this too, John, is you never count them out, which is a good thing. But like you said, in the playoffs, these teams are so good that you can't rely on overtime either. But in case you did miss it, we do have a highlight from last night's Nathan McKinnon.
Can't get a shot away, erased by Nurse, who lost his helmet. So Nurse has to come off immediately. Kane watches as McDavid wrestled McKinnon down. No penalty called. McCarr walks in, dishes McKinnon one-on-one, scores. Game over. Colorado 3, Edmonton 2. A Picasso tonight in Denver.
Few times to get control of that puck in the defensive zone, and a few times the Avalanche seem to weather that ability and come up with the puck in those scrums in the last season.
Are you freaking kidding me? Nathan McKinnon is outrageous. And I love in his post-game presser too, how he said, he's not going to stay low on the goals. Like eventually he's going to have to get hot and get moving. And he is just so much fun to watch. That play, as it kind of unraveled, I was like, oh, their shot, there are chances, especially even in the last couple of minutes of the third period. I was like, they're making moves, they're making chances happen. And what a beauty from Nathan McKinnon.
It was we are so lucky, and not to harp on it, and I'm not going to go down it. We need to get this on TV because this guy needs to be seen by as many people as possible in a city with Jokic, who we need to see, with now Russell Wilson. Mm-hmm. McKinnon's maybe, other than the guy they were playing last night, Connor McDavid, who is – I watch him play, and I'm like, is anybody as good as him? But for McKinnon, with that type of player on the other side, to be the one that rises up and to makes the goal, McKinnon brings back the argument that maybe Nathan McKinnon is the best. And him commenting, again, going back to the second round, him commenting on his percentage and everything. Nathan McKinnon was a ghost against the Golden Knights in that series last year. So you see it in their head. They understand the urgency. And like you were saying, late third period, overtime, it's nice to see them play with urgency. We've seen a lot more of that this year. They understand the pressure that's on them. But in the big moment, for the best player to step up, that was really nice to see. And it's amazing to watch him. It's that we've had this guy on our team for this long. It's unbelievable.
It's so much fun to watch. And the NHL trade deadline ended yesterday. So all moves have officially been made. So we asked on Instagram, yesterday, what grade would you give the Colorado Avalanche for their trade deadline? Let's throw that up. And people are giving them a B. A B, which is, it's good. It's not great. I think that there were some high hopes for some people that we were going to get, but a B is still a solid grade. I would take a B in school.
Yeah, I would take it. Feels like a B when you felt like you should have got an A, though. Like sometimes you get a B and you're like, oh my God, thank God. Oh, how did I do that?
But if you have an A already, like in the class, you're totally fine, right?
That's true. And it's the end of the semester. It's after spring break now. We're checked out. So to get a B after spring break is good. They growing up, part of it is, kind of how we've seen the nostalgia of Peyton Manning with Russell Wilson coming in. I think a lot of us Avalanche fans that have been around for a long time, the Theo Fleury, the Rob Blake, the Ray Bourque, end of season trades. We got very nostalgic for that mega name coming to Denver. We had thought about Claude Giroux. Matt Smith got me really hyped on Patrick Kane, who was never even available. But so I set myself up for that one. But nonetheless, I think between Manson and Lehkonen, those are the two bigger names that they brought in. They made a few deals. They got better. They did get better, even though it's not the TJ Miller and that type of name. The Avalanche definitely got better, especially with Landeskog out. I think Lehkonen is a good pickup. So I would give a B. It's not the Ray Bourque, the Rob Blake, the Theo Fleury, but they definitely did get better. So we can't give them an A, but it's a B plus. I'll go B plus. I'll give them that.
I like that. And Lehkonen too, this is a very interesting stat. So he ended Vegas's playoff run back in 2020, the 2020-2021 season with an overtime goal against Vegas in the Western Conference Finals. So this man already knows how to beat Vegas, which is something we need help with here in Denver.
Yeah, we brought in the guy that they're afraid. I forgot. See, I was so mad we lost last year. I didn't watch hockey the rest of the playoffs. So I didn't know about that. But to know that there's some even though we may not even play Vegas, to know that we brought somebody that's he's got like 33 playoff. Lehkonen's played a bit in the playoffs, and I think that's one thing that has been missing from this Avalanche team is players. That's why Patrick Kane appealed to me so much. Players that have weathered the storm, that can keep the locker room calm, that aren't afraid of the big moments. I think that's what was missing last year. There'll be more season this year, but Lehkonen will definitely add to that.
And we got a question for you, John. It says, do you think Lehkonen is the perfect fit for what they need? PK, faceoffs, and scoring to go with Newhook.
Yeah, sure. That's a Matt Smith question. To be honest, he'd be able to break that down way better than me. I think what he does is he fills that second line. He's going to be playing with Kadri. I know Landeskog's out, so everything's kind of moved around right now. But penalty killing, it goes back. All that stuff goes back to those big moments with the Avalanche last year where they were needing to capture and take advantage of things, and they were unable to do so in the big moments. I think Josh Manson helps with that, honestly, too. With that. So with Newhook, yeah, sure, that's a little too in-depth hockey for me. Breaking that down, I'll be 100% on it. But yeah, he's going to help everyone. They got better with Lehkonen. They for sure got better. So wherever they need him to fit, he's going to fit.
And Joe Sakic said in his press conference yesterday too that you need depth to go on a playoff run, and that's exactly what they got.
That's
you got
what it
to give to get. That's a major part of all of this. And while we did give up some players, we also got some in return. And when you're going for the cup, so we talk about this all the time here on the show. I feel like we're always talking about how the Los Angeles Rams bought into everything to win the Super Bowl. That's what this Avalanche team is doing. They're buying in 100% to everything.
Yeah, and last year, again, going back to the playoffs, when that front line wasn't scoring, they were smoked. They were done. There's nothing they can do. So when they can get past, when they don't have teams that win championships, you can pick any sport. Throughout the championship run, other players besides the stars make plays, and they need other people to step up. That's why this Lehkonen pickup is so good. Is that he's not McKinnon, he's not Makar, he's not Rantanen, he's not Landeskog. When those guys aren't on, he's somebody that is able to step up, and that's why I think it's a depth move. But you have to have depth. Any championship run is full of depth and full of people stepping up that normally aren't the star.
Okay, John, we are going to play a game now of true or false. I love games. You're going to see a lot more games starting here on Coffee Break because I'm all about them. So true or false. and this is kind of an opinion one, so this one could go either way. I'm not going to lie. It's not George Payton doing all the work this offseason. It's Russell Wilson when it comes to free agents.
False. It's George Payton. George Payton got Russell Wilson. So that's the move. That's kind of continually, we do this thing when people get so great, we look to tear down the greatness. Towards Peyton Manning's end, people are, let's move on to Brock Osweiler. Yeah, how's that sound now? George Payton has been so good this offseason, it's now trying to poke holes and take credit away from him. No, he got Russell Wilson. He earned Russell Wilson's trust. Russell Wilson chose to come here. And part of that is George Payton. That's an understanding that George Payton will do what Russell Wilson needs. So the combination of them and George being able to utilize Russell Wilson helps. But no, George Payton's the one that said, yo, take them picks. Take Noah Fant. Bring him here. George Payton deserves the credit. Russell Wilson deserves credit as well for stepping in. But no, false. George Payton, it's George. It's George. He set it up. Give him all the credit. And I have to do that because I ripped him for the past year. So I owe George Payton a lot of apologies.
I think a lot of people in Denver media probably do owe him a few apologies. You're not alone in that.
Me and Marilat.
He's paying it out now. He's like, you know what? I'm going to make everyone fall in love with me here in Denver.
Yeah, he's making me look stupid.
Okay, next one. Players traded this offseason have combined for 30 Pro Bowl selections. Now, this is throughout the entire NFL. True or false?
Wow. Is this a fact? Am I trying to guess if this is true or not?
This is a true fact.
This would have to be true. 30 Pro Bowl selections, players traded. Yeah. You got 9 with Russ alone. So you got Matt Ryan, you got Devontae Adams. I would guess that's true. Am I wrong?
You are wrong. It's actually 33 Pro Bowl selections.
Oh my God.
Change it up on you a little bit, John.
I undersold it. That was man, these games, that's cheating.
33 Pro Bowl selections of players that have been traded this offseason so far. Why is it that teams are willing to give up players that have been so good?
To me, this is why I like Nathaniel Hackett. Nathaniel Hackett knows it's about the players. There is an arrogance amongst coaches and front office that they're the reason. Now, I know I just gave George Payton all the credit, but ultimately the players is what wins football games. Leonard Fournette went to the Patriots yesterday and re-signed with the Buccaneers today. He essentially chose between Brady and Belichick. And who did he go with? He went back to Tom Brady. It's about the players winning. There is so much arrogance amongst these coaches and these GMs that they think they can move on from Devontae Adams and that they'll just get another one. They think that they traded Russell Wilson. They traded him because they didn't like him anymore. They personally were tired of being around a guy that without him, and again, I just gave George Payton all the credit, but the point I'm making here is Russell Wilson for the past 10 years got a lot of people paid. He let a lot of people look really good. Now, I understand they went through offensive coordinators, but no, it's arrogance of coaches. It's arrogance against front office to think they can just replace talent because they're so smart and their scheme is so great. No, it's the players and it's arrogance and it's stupid. And because they're stupid, we have Russell Wilson.
Which we will 100% take. Okay, last one. Last night's Monday night Avalanche game was a sellout. True or false?
Ooh. It was, I know it was close to 20,000 people. I don't think it was a sellout, though. I know the Nuggets-Celtics game with all those Boston jerks coming in sold out, but I'm going to say it was just under a sellout last night.
So, indeed, it was a sellout last night. On a Monday night, that just shows you people are buying into what this Avalanche team is doing.
Get them on TV.
I know.
Because no, you're right. People, we're getting ready for that parade. That's the expectation is we're getting ready for that parade, and people want to go see this team before they make that run to be able to tell everybody, I saw them in their Stanley Cup season. So better late than never with the bandwagon. But yeah, let's keep going. Matt Smith actually had a ticket for me last night, and I couldn't go, so I'm a little bummed out about that.
Oh, John, any chance you can get to see this team, you got to take it, man.
I know. I'm looking real bad here today. I'm looking real bad. I've got the last 2 wrong. I'm not going to Avalanche games. What am I doing?
Well, this one you can probably try and guess correctly because it's all in your opinion. So, somebody in the comments said, what Colorado sports team will be the most exciting or successful in 5 years?
In 5 years?
In 5 years.
Denver Broncos.
I'm with you.
Denver Broncos.
I think in the next 3 years, I think these next 2 years are for the Avalanche. In like 3 years, next 2-3 years, it's the Nuggets, fingers crossed. And then I think after that, we're looking at the Broncos.
Yeah. Since we're going out 5 years, I think I think next year it's Nuggets and Avalanche. I think they're there together. With Nikola Jokic still, when they get healthy next year with Porter, I'm going to go Nuggets next season. I'm going to say next season's about the Nuggets. When they get Jamal back, who I don't want to see him play this year. I think it's a waste at this point. Yeah. They get Jamal back. They get Michael Porter Jr. back. Jokic is still Jokic. I think they're going to be on a mission, if you will, to go, especially if the Avalanche win a cup. I think the Nuggets are going to feel that a little bit. Same arena, same ownership. But 5 years from now, give me Russ. Give me Russ Wilson.
Oh, man. I made a hot take with Mike Evans on yesterday about how a possibility of back-to-back championships for the Broncos could be in the cards for them. It's a very hot take. I get that, but we have to have high expectations here. Like, we're not just here for one Super Bowl. We're here for back-to-back, and the Broncos, they could pull it off. I feel like it's just in their blood,
we know how to win here in Denver. And it's back-to-back. When Russ said he wants to play 12 more years, 3 or 4 more Super Bowls, I'm like, Russ, I want 12 more Super Bowls. I want you to play 12 more years, and I want 12. This is what it's like when you have John Elway. This is what it's like when you have Peyton Manning. This is what it's like now that you have Russell Wilson. You go into every year thinking Super Bowl. And that's what I love about this is that home field advantage, especially with Brady gone, you just got to get there. You just got to get to the playoffs. We won a Super Bowl as a wild card with John Elway. You just got to get there. So back-to-back championships, it's in our DNA. I'm with you on that. I think it could totally happen at some point. Russell Wilson's already gone to back-to-back Super Bowls in his career. He's done it. So it's not impossible to think that could happen again. I love that hot take, Rachel.
Hot take. We're here for it. Okay, moving on to the Nuggets, though. Like you said, you believe next year is their year. So they play against the Clippers tonight, late start, 8 p.m. at Ball Arena, which may be a predicting of the first round of the playoffs, which would currently be a play-in game. The Nuggets sit at that number 6 seed. Who would you like to see them play in the playoffs, though?
Like first round or play-in game? Well, first round.
Yeah, let's go play-in game right now, since that's technically where they're at.
It's probably gonna be the Lakers or the Clippers, right? It's gonna probably be one of those. Give me the Lakers. That's stupid. They have LeBron. He can rise up at any time. I know it's like very en vogue to hate on them right now because after 19 years, we're finally like, you suck, LeBron, when he's been great. But give me the Lakers. They just seem really dysfunctional. They seem very hot, cold, and I don't count on them to win. With me being a Nuggets fan, selfishly, I don't know if it'll line up like this. I'd like to beat the Utah Jazz in the first round because I hate the Utah Jazz so much. I hate them so bad. And if the Nuggets could line, and I think they do match up pretty well against the Jazz this year. But give me the Lakers. The Clippers, they're a little more dialed into me for a first round, for a play-in game. I think they could tighten up better than the Lakers could, especially just Russell Westbrook is so just what is going on. It's such a distraction, whether it's his fault or not. But yeah, give me the Lakers and then give me Utah if possible. Do not give me the Grizzlies in the first round. Do not give me the Grizzlies. I don't want to see that. They'll 4-0 the Nuggets right now.
Yeah, I'm with you there. For you too, though, has this season with LeBron feel like he's kind of almost just been irrelevant? And I know that's kind of a weird way to phrase it, but I just feel like I haven't heard anything about LeBron except for his birthday.
Yeah, and happy birthday to the king, whenever that was. But it's the attention he gets is people laughing. It's when LeBron is mentioned, it's not mentioned in the greatest player in the world is in town. The greatest player in the world is doing this. It's talking about why the Lakers can't get it together. And so in the landscape of the NBA, the Lakers have been irrelevant. The only reason they're talked about is because they have him, and they're talked about why it's not working in Westbrook. But no, LeBron, it's not the same as it's been. And I've enjoyed watching LeBron play. And I think people are going to miss him when he does retire. I don't think people have appreciated him enough. But no, other than what's the other thing he did? He said whoever his son plays for, That was the
He'll
other
go
thing.
to.
So when we're not talking about who his kid's playing for and the Lakers losing, there's really been no reason to talk about him.
It's been so interesting I feel like as long as I can remember, we've always talked about LeBron James, Steph Curry. And now it feels like we're just hearing all of these new names. It's like we're almost jumping into a new NBA. I mean, obviously they're still relevant. Steph Curry's still extremely relevant when he's not hurt, but it just feels like we're shifting out of kind of an old NBA.
Yeah, the Suns and the Grizzlies are the two teams that scare me more than anything. And that I think people had the Suns. I don't think people had Ja Morant doing what he was going to do this year. So it's nice for the Nuggets to see teams like the Suns and the Grizzlies up there. But the Nuggets need to next year. We'll give them a pass this year. But it's a new NBA. Also, Suns, Grizzlies, if he gets healthy, I don't want to see Steph Curry. If I'm either of those teams, I would be so scared to play that guy and that team. But we'll see.
Yeah, he is terrifying. That's for sure. You can never, ever question his, just play, especially in the playoffs. Like that man can go from this completely ice cold to on fire in the snap of a finger. But we are 21 days away exactly from the NBA playoffs kicking off. That's crazy. We're almost there. Are the Nuggets running out of gas, though, as we get closer to the playoffs?
It would appear that way to me, and I hate saying that. Lifelong Nuggets fan, used to sit courtside with the Juwan Howard years. Me and my brother would go and watch Ryan Bowen and untattooed Chris Anderson and that whole team, the pre-Carmelo, the post-Mutombo years that were so hard. Having the best player in the world is something I've wanted my entire life for the Nuggets, and I love having Jokic. But the deck is stacked against them this year. There's too much. Like you said, it's a new NBA. It's not the traditional NBA where it was Pistons, Lakers and Celtics, then Pistons, then Bulls, then Spurs and Lakers. And then it was just the teams. And then recently, the Warriors and whoever LeBron James is playing for. It's not like that anymore. It's much more wide open. And it's upsetting because of injuries, the Nuggets could be participating more than they are. But it feels right now, for the Nuggets to win night in and night out, players can't have off games. Aaron Gordon can't be off. Monte Morris, those guys can't be off. And when they are, the Nuggets have no chance because when you play those teams, it's got to be more than Jokic. And Jokic, is amazing as he is, it's just not going to be good enough continually against these great teams. So they are running out of gas too because a lot of these players have had to press the whole year to make up for who they're missing. It's not that they suck. It's not that they're lazy. It's not that any of that. It's just at some point, the talent differential because of injuries has become too much to overcome.
Mm-hmm. Would you at all be surprised if the Nuggets didn't make the playoffs?
Yes, that would surprise me. That would mean they really tripped over the coffee table in the room. I mean, they would if they miss the playoffs. That's bad. You can't have Nikola Jokic and miss the playoffs. Mm-hmm. That would be inexcusable. Plus, it's the NBA. Like all but 4 teams make the playoffs in the NBA. They have they kind of let everybody in. It seems like so. No, I would be shocked. And if they don't make the playoffs, something drastic would need to change because that would be an ultimate miss by them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And we could see Michael Malone getting fired if that ends up happening.
Yeah, I could too. That would be a collapse. That would be a collapse.
Mm-hmm. 100%. Okay, well, I'm really excited because we are welcoming in a new segment to Coffee Break, which is one that we've been thinking about a lot of, and it is called Roast or Toast. So coffee, roast, get it? Or coffee, toast. I
didn't even think about that.
I've been thinking a lot about this, toast, yes, or roast. Okay, so John, I'm going to give you the option. You are on the table now. Roast or toast somebody. Hit it.
I'm going to roast. I do stand-up comedy, so we do roast every now and then. But I'm gonna roast people that are still talking about Vic Fangio and Drew Lock. I know, and I'm not roasting Su'a Cravens because he's telling his story, and that's fine. That's part of the Su'a Cravens story. But everybody getting caught up in what Fangio did and how he acted. Everybody getting caught up in Drew Lock's, not saying goodbye to Denver and calling Seattle the best fans in the world. Who cares? Those guys are gone. We got Hackett. We got Russell Wilson. Randy Gregory's here. We got all these wide receivers. It's a new era. We didn't spend the Manning years talking about Josh McDaniels and Kyle Orton because we didn't have time. We were too busy winning football games. So I want to roast anybody that's caught up. I hope Drew Lock success. Vic got fired. No reason to pile on him. We shipped both those guys out of town. There's no reason to be caught up in Vic Fangio or Drew Lock at this point. If you do, you are pressing some sort of personal opinion that nobody cares about anymore. Who cares about Fangio? Who cares about Locke? It's all about Hackett. It's all about Russell Wilson. The future is bright. We're back in the playoffs. Let's not dwell.
Oh, no. We might have lost John. Oh, no. Okay, well, we will.
There we
he's
go.
Back.
Do you got me back?
We gotcha.
Can you hear me? I can't hear anymore.
Can you hear me?
Okay, there we go. There we go for me, Rachel.
Perfect.
Roaster
Technology
toast.
man. Getcha. Anyways, you're right in the middle of it. I want to give you the stage again, give you the mic. Can you hear us? Don't think you can. Okay. Well, while we wait for John to hopefully get back in here, I am now going to do my roast or toast. And I am actually going to be doing a toast with my orange juice here, everyone, to the Denver Broncos, because they have done an incredible job so far this season of documenting the journey of getting Nathaniel Hackett, documenting the journey of Russell Wilson coming to Denver. And we have a sneak peek of behind the Broncos for you. Check it out.
We got good news for you guys. Really exciting news.
You guys ready?
So Daddy is now...
Dad's going to play for a new team.
Yep.
Can you guys hear us? He's going to play for the Denver Broncos future.
For the Denver Broncos future? Yeah. And guess what the mascot's name is? Guess what the mascot's name is? Its name is Thunder. It's a big white horse. Yeah. See it? Yeah, we're gonna get your Broncos.
We're gonna get you guys a Broncos shirt. It's gonna be blue and orange, number 3. Now, I'm excited to be a Denver Bronco. What it means to me, it's about championships. It's about winning culture. It's about tradition. It's about making sure that we're doing it at the highest level possible. And I'll do whatever it takes to win. And it's also about the community too. So I'm grateful to be here. I know that the Colorado Rockies drafted me here a long time ago, so I feel like I've been here before, and I can't wait. Go Broncos. Got to be a lot of winning in here, a lot of hard work. It all starts here. It all starts in the meeting room with everybody being engaged, being ready to win. Focus level's got to be all-time high. You got to be excited.
So cool.
Double screens, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, that's where we're at. That's where all the magic happens. It's just the winning culture. It's, to be here, to be with Coach Hack, and to be with the rest of the coaches as well. It's been pretty amazing. There's been a lot of greats play here, and to be here is a blessing. Every day you get to play in the National Football League, it's always a blessing. And to play with this organization is going to be exciting. And hope we get to win a lot of championships. That's the mission, that's the goal, that's the vision, and it's also to impact the community. Impact all the Broncos country fans, and just do it all over the world. So it starts with winning, though. It starts with the process every day. This is day one. Let's go.
It's exciting.
Oh yeah.
Yes, huh?
We gotta know all the players.
Okay, we love you guys.
Okay, that is such a cool feature. Make sure you check out the full video on the Denver Broncos social pages, on their website, on their YouTube. So cool. Again, that is going to be my toast because honestly, I love watching those videos, getting the behind the scenes. And I will say, I love that Sierra is cool enough to wear some sunglasses the entire time, just being there. You know what? I wish I was that cool and nobody questioned it either. All right, everyone, that is going to do it for Coffee Break today. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me and John Davis. Again, we are on the air usually every single Sunday from 8 to 10. So please come hang out with us, text into us. We love sitting down. We love talking to all of you. And there's a lot of good, entertaining sports happening, even on the weekend, even Sunday morning. So come hang out with us. We will see everybody later. Bye, everyone.